Being triggered and feeling intense emotions can feel rubbish in the moment. But what if we could turn those difficult moments and those triggers into something positive? And what if they were a key part of your confidence journey and achieving what you want out of life? In this video, we will show you how your triggers are vital information when it comes to building your confidence and going after your goals and what you dream of in life, and how to use those triggers and that information to get you closer to what you want. Welcome to the YouTube channel for Catch. My name is Sam and I'm the founder here at Catch. Unshakable confidence is the key to getting everything that you want in life and dating. So on this channel, we help you to build that unshakable confidence and become the most unstoppable version of you. If you want to work with us in any way, all that information is in the description box below. And that includes a free to enter competition with prizes of up to £250. So firstly, what do we mean by a trigger or being triggered? Well, a trigger is something that brings up intense emotions, whether that's fear, anger, sadness, and often those emotions feel uncontrollable in that moment. They feel insurmountable and like they are controlling us and we can't see through them because of the intensity. And often those triggers are caused by past negative experience, past traumas, and we might be in a situation that brings us back to that. So for example, if we're dating and we've noticed before that people that go from very quick texting and quick responses to slow texting then end up ending that relationship or ghosting us, then when we experience slow text responses in the future, then that may trigger us and make us feel like we're losing control, that person's losing interest, and that the dating relationship that we're in is going to come to an end. Similarly, with a work situation, we may in the past have felt disrespected or unappreciated or unadmired at work, and therefore someone challenging us, expressing a different opinion or not taking our opinion on board may trigger us, because in that moment, again, we feel disrespected, unappreciated for our opinions, or that we're going to lose some of our status or our power in that role. So that's a couple of examples, but it can happen in any walk of life with any kind of prior negative experience, or even a deep fear of something, and then seeing an indication that may happen can create a trigger. And those triggers are very unsettling in the moment because we feel out of control. We feel that urgent kind of fight or flight response come in. It's our nervous system that's reacting, and it's reacting in that urgent way because it's the same system that would keep us alive when we were fending for ourselves against wild animals in the desert before we were in our current society. So all of the hormones and emotions that are flooding us are about protecting us, keeping us safe, and keeping us alive. But in our modern life, most of us don't have those day-to-day life or death situations. So those emotions and hormones can be applied to other situations, as I mentioned, dating, work, friendships, etc. But they are also key information for us about where we need to build our confidence. Because if we have had consistent success in an area, whether that is, dating or work or other, we tend not to be triggered. Or if we see a challenge that we've overcome in the past, then that challenge popping up again wouldn't necessarily bother us because we would know how to move through it and get to the other side and get what we want. So those triggers indicate to us that this is something I've probably had negative experience of in the past. It's something that I struggle with. It's something that brings up a fear or doubt and difficult emotions, and I struggle with, and therefore I maybe can't see a way out of it. So it's very useful information on our confidence journey to tell us, okay, where am I feeling confident? Where am I calm? Where do I not get these triggers? And where are they coming up? So how can we use that information to our advantage? Well, if you are in the midst of a trigger or you have intense emotions coming up, the most important thing is to move out of that trigger and come back to a more calm, steady, balanced place. And you can do that through nervous system regulation and telling your body that it's safe. So through exercise, meditation, breath work, or just a few deep breaths, talking about a situation to a friend, journaling, etc. Just give yourself a few minutes for some people, but for others it might be days or even weeks to come out of those intense emotions until you feel more neutral about that situation. So that's the key. Put some interventions in place and decide to address that situation or look at it again when you feel more neutral and balanced and can see multiple sides or multiple angles of how you could interpret that situation. So are you able to see it in multiple ways and analyze all the different information or what could be going on? Or are you still stuck in this very strong perception and often feelings of negativity, fear, anger, etc.? Once you are out of the trigger and back into a more balanced, regulated place, spend some time reflecting on, in your life generally, what are the areas that I am often triggered? What happened in this specific instance? And is that a pattern? Am I often triggered in that area of life? Perhaps it's dating, perhaps it's work, perhaps it's friendships. And what are the emotions that come up? And what are some of the thoughts that accompany those emotions? Are you fearing being rejected? Are you fearing being disrespected? Are you fearing a loss of control? What is it that is bothering you? So spend some time reflecting on that. And if you're someone who journals, then perhaps look back at some of your prior journal entries. Or if you're not someone who journals, that may be worth doing, jotting down each day. What things do you feel calm and confident and knowing about, and what things are you worried about? And see if there's any patterns, because those patterns will show you even further where are there common issues that require attention. Because if there is a pattern or something that is frequently bothering you, that is because you are lacking a form of belief or confidence about your ability to handle that situation or achieve the outcome that you want. And what we often see with our clients is they can be really confident in one area of life. So they might be really confident in work, and even if they're set a new project or new people to work with, or they're given a promotion, they believe that they can achieve that and achieve what they want. So they go into that new role or that new project thinking, okay, I'm really good at XYZ, but maybe I need to improve this skill. I'm going to go speak to a colleague or take a training course on how to improve that skill, and they know how to implement it. And so they're confident. Of course, they're going to be worried about different things that they need to achieve, different details, but overall they're quite calm and confident in work. But perhaps they're not confident in dating and relationships. So the slightest indication that someone may not be interested or may be rejecting them, or a cold text message, or a date that didn't last as long as they expected, anything like that will throw them off course. Or we may see the opposite. Some people who are really confident in the value that they bring to a dating scenario, that they're funny, or they see themselves as attractive, or confident in how they look, or how smart they are, but perhaps in work they struggle. So think about those areas and write down, for the areas that you're confident, what beliefs do I have about myself in this area? What things have you overcome before? What challenges have you been able to overcome before? What makes you confident in that area? And similarly, look at the trigger or the pattern of triggers that you have, and what are some of your beliefs there? Now, perhaps if it's to do with dating, you have beliefs about men or women. So men only like certain type of women, or women only like certain type of men. And therefore, maybe you don't feel like you fit that mold, or perhaps you have lots of negative assumptions about how dating is, and that people are just after money, or they're just after certain things. So write down all of those beliefs and fears that you have. And then this is the most important bit. So you've built your self-awareness and where you have your triggers now, and what beliefs or lack of belief is causing those, or what negative experiences in the past may have caused those. And you're able to compare that to where you feel confident and what beliefs and assumptions and perceptions that you have that make you confident. So you've built that self-awareness. What is most important is to then imagine the version of you, and you can take inspiration from other people in your life that are successful in that area, or what is the version of you that has that outcome, and what beliefs, assumptions and perceptions does that version of me have? So going back to the dating example, if you feel unconfident or are frequently triggered in dating because perhaps you have a belief that people only want someone of a certain body type, a certain height or a certain income level, if there was someone who was in a happy relationship, what beliefs would they have? And particularly someone who maybe has your body type, your height, your income level. There are people in relationships that have those attributes at the level that you do. So what set of beliefs and does that person have? And those beliefs will be things like, I am good enough for a relationship, I'm worthy for a relationship, I bring a lot to the table. The attributes that I bring to the table are valuable to others, such as kindness, emotional availability, generosity, being hardworking, etc. So what are those things that other individuals or yourself would be confident in? And what beliefs might they have about that area of life? So someone who's in a happy relationship would believe, love is easy for me to come by. There's lots of great options available to me in a romantic sense. And there's people who are looking for someone like me. Dating is easy. It's easy to meet someone that I have a connection with. People out there are emotionally available. The type of people that I want to date are emotionally available and want to date me. So hopefully you're getting the picture of how to build up a set of beliefs of the version of you that has what you want. Or if it's a job, those beliefs might be, I'm good enough for this job, I'm worthy for this job, I'm a great leader, I'm very smart, I've got great experience in that area, I am at the top of my field, I'm desired by the types of companies that I want, I have XYZ skills to bring to the table. So really think about what those beliefs would be that underpin the version of you that already has what you want. So spend some time articulating those and then spend some time building them. And it may be that your prior experience or what caused the triggers have wired certain negative beliefs into your brain and your neural pathways. So it may take several attempts to shift those beliefs into something more positive and start to see the world in a new way with more opportunity and more positivity. And we did a separate video on how to build your beliefs. So we go into a lot of detail about the different ways to build your beliefs, such as affirmations and journaling and meditation. So we'll link that up above and also down below in the description box. You can check that out. But yes, once you've built that self-awareness, got clear on the version of you that has what you want, got clear on the beliefs that you need to build, and then spent some time deliberately building them, that is what is going to take you from where you are now, unconfident in an area, to confident and then unstoppable. So I hope that helped. If you have any questions or you've put some of these things in place, we'd love to hear your experiences down below in the comment section. We'd love to hear from you. Otherwise, thank you for liking, sharing, commenting and subscribing, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye.